Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fast Guard News. I'm Dwight Gibson.
I'm Robert Payne.
And today we want to talk to you. Well, why saving $3 an hour on security could cost you $300,000 in lawsuits. Well, that's a topic we discussed quite a bit on the phones.
Mm-hmm.
Someone wanting to lower the cost of keeping their people or their property safe. So how do you deal with customers that are looking to save a buck but also looking to hire high-end security at low-end prices?
Well, I mean, the reality is you can't offer that type of security with real insurance coverage.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what jacks up the price or lowers the price. Insurance is the key factor in most pricing with security guards. Is what type of liability are you facing, and then you business owners know just as well as we know as a security company, you lose your liability insurance. It is a mission trying to get liability insurance again. It's not just like you can just call Geico and get it right back. It's, you got to go through a process. They want to go through loss runs, especially if it's something that was negligent that was done. So you want to make good decisions based on that. We try to give clients the best price considering all variables. Sometimes we try to hit the mark. In many cases we price match, but we don't price match garbage prices that don't compute. Like they have to match up side by side.
Well, when you say let's dive into that, right? So when you say garbage prices that don't compute, I'll paint you a real scenario. Hey, we have we have 3 buildings totaling maybe 400,000 square feet. We have several parking lots. We have several entry and exit points. We have a company that said they can cover this site with 1 guard, and they'll do it for $25 an hour in a major metropolitan area. Will you match that price?
Now, what are the rules of engagement? Are we responsible for every car in the parking lot?
If anything happens to any one of the cars or any one of the people that work here, we want to hold you liable.
No, we wouldn't take that.
Well, you said you match prices.
We would match the price, but it has to be dollar for dollar. Also based on our qualifications, our training, and our insurance, number one, and then it has to be dollar for dollar. We're coming in as a security professional. So if you don't do security, it's impossible for you as a client or a customer to tell us how we're not going to get sued and how we can face that liability safely. Like, hey, it's a good deal, sign it. Absolutely not. It's a setup for failure. Like, again, you said 400,000 square foot, right?
Approximately. Probably more.
And you got multiple car parking lots. So just say 1,000 people working in that building at any given time. You're responsible for 1,000 cars. Can you control access? Do you have access control? Is it a gated parking lot?
No.
Or there's multiple entrances?
Multiple entrances.
How? How does somebody can steal a car? You're on one side of the building. Somebody can steal a car if you're on the east side, they can steal a car on the west side. Be gone in the next city by the time you even notice the cars are gone because there's no control over who comes or leaves. And clients have to understand if you really want that locked down, then you're going to have to apply different checkpoints in order to lock that down and make it like a serpentine or one way in, one way out. That's the only way that a guard can truthfully be liable. And that's a guard. Each parking lot would need a guard. It would also need an arm. Also, there would need to be a rover in that area in order to compensate any type of breaks they have on, because you're talking about a full-scale lockdown during the hours of security, which is 24 hours in most cases.
Okay.
So
what do you say? Okay, well,
we need a team.
We've never had any incidents here, but our corporate office is making us get security, and they said you have to sign this agreement. A lot of the things that some of the larger companies are doing now is they're wanting liquidated damages, and they have
it's a bad word.
They have predetermined amounts that if you violate anything in this agreement, or if something happens on your watch, you're going to pay for the damage. You're going to pay for the time that we've lost. you're going to pay for our attorney's fees.
Everything. You just
Right.
walked on the lot, looked at a car, and you bought
Right.
every car. Now, to me, that's a bad deal,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that the customer, the customer's supposed to be always right. And the company that came in and offered you that for $25 is obviously a mom and pop company
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't understand liability. This is where we come in because we have the experience. We've been sued a time or two.
Mm-hmm.
That's what farmers say. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or 2
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it. We know how the lawsuits work. We've also seen how these things work on a grand scale. Like, your duty with bringing us here is to lower your liability.
Correct.
Our duty is to really deliver that quality of service and help you become an educated shopper. Because again, most people don't deal with security. They might think they know something about security, but the proper way to approach the deal is, this is how you find out if somebody's a true security professional. Give me a security assessment of what I need here. Send me back a quote.
Mm-hmm.
See how many quotes you get with Alpha asking for the same request. How many of them you get? Now I can do it on guard. Then you'll know. If you get the blue chip companies and you go all the way down to your mom and pop local, and you say, let's see what we get from all these different companies. They're not going to take on that type of liability without having a fighting chance. Somebody that's less educated just started the business yesterday and doesn't fully understand or have liability coverage. That's the asterisk. Or even has insurance. That determines everything. If they're able to offer those type of prices and cover that type of liability, not thinking about the full spectrum of what needs to happen at that site, then obviously they're not cooking with gas, and you might want to run away from that situation. You want somebody to be thorough. When you call a professional, ask professional questions. Step one, could you give me an assessment? This is my property. This is what I want done. What would you charge, and how would you suggest we go about that? You got your average people that are going to try to sell you a Lamborghini. It's going to happen. But you need to get 3 or 4 quotes. We assist you in getting that. We're a hotbed of security activity. We're the resource. We're the bank.
Mm-hmm.
We got every guard's number in the nation. We know what things should cost. You get what you pay for in security.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for a low-cost option and trying to save a couple dollars here and there, that's normal. Every client's going to want to do that.
Right.
But you got to be realistic on the job that you want that company to perform. Like, you got to think, if I'm at a jewelry shop and I'm hiring an armed guard for a jewelry shop, would I want somebody that I'm gonna pay and I'm gonna give them like minimum wage? They're gonna be very low paid. I'll accept anybody with any kind of training. But this is a jewelry shop. We got $5 million worth of jewelry and gold and diamonds and precious metals and stuff here. You're asking yourself to put his life in danger because he obviously doesn't know what the heck he's doing. Then you're also putting your life in danger because as soon as the guard steps up and tries to be a guard, it's going to start an onslaught. And once they hurt one person or kill one person, they're going to kill everybody else and they're going to take what they want anyway. So you just got somebody killed trying to save $5. It's insane.
Well, are there any type of value adds that security brings to the table that there may be an opportunity to lower cost at some point?
Yeah, so the liability, obviously, with your liability insurance, you got a security guard. That helps. The amount of loss that you're probably not going to incur is going to bring down, you may not know it, it's the bombs that don't go off that nobody knows who to praise the heroes for. Think about the deterred crime. Somebody coming up in there, people pulling slip and falls, people coming in there running out, stealing, doing crazy stuff, threatening your customers, threatening your employees, making everybody feel uncomfortable. You eliminate all that. That could cost you everything. That could put you out of business. Some places got robbed so bad growing up. If you think about these places, they're no longer in business now. They got hit so hard, they didn't know how to stop their loss. They had a great idea, they had a great product, but everybody came in there stealing. Think about like Kmart. They were saying that their losses, like people coming in stealing constantly.
Kmart?
Kmart. This is part of the reason that you look at where they were all located. They were all in the hood. They were all in the, like Walmart's now. They were all in the hood. Walmart has security outside.
Inside.
They got police inside. They got, they got the whole gamut because they get it. You're not going to have those type of locations And that number of people coming in, and people ain't just gonna try to steal or try to hurt somebody.
Okay.
They put self-checkout in there. That's another way it could stop some money. Like most places are moving to having automation. McDonald's automation, self-checkout at Walgreens, at all drugstores, at supermarkets. Guess what they did the first time they put self-checkout on Walmart?
What?
People was robbing. They was charging a 20-cent pack of gum and getting the whole thing, $500 worth of groceries. Now you got police up there, but they got self-checkout. They got a police officer or armed security guard up there. Okay, now you go. They had to stop it. It got out of control. I wonder how much they lost in hours. Per hour, I wonder how much they lost. The lines were probably out the door like, hey, they don't have security up
So
there.
typically when you try to skimp and save money, you end up losing money.
1,000%. You're not going to get the trained individual that you're looking for, the trained professional.
Right.
You're not going to get. Let me put this out there as well. There's no company out here that's going to guarantee you that they're not going to make any mistakes. So sometimes you hire guards, they do stupid stuff. The reality of it is it's mitigated by management. We aim to have complete control over our guard coverage. We aim to give you complete full autonomy over what they do while they're there, and hopefully that recipe will be the happy medium that everybody's been looking for. This is a fortuitous situation for the client and for the guard company. So, you know, it's not about what happens, it's about how you bounce back from those issues, how you put a Band-Aid on those issues, and how you continue moving.
So what do you say to a client that they may be an HOA, they need someone at the gatehouse monitoring, you know, who comes in, who goes out, maybe patrol the neighborhood once every few hours or so, and the client says to you, well, this is an easy post. Nothing ever happens here. You know, we're okay with a $15, $16 hour guard. Just give us a real low price. This is an easy contract.
That's usually, unfortunately, we can't gauge a contract out there because we don't know what's going to happen while we're there. There's obviously a reason that every client calls for security. That's why we ask, why do you feel that you need security? Most people ever tell you, hey, somebody got shot in the parking lot yesterday. You can be like, oh, well, you know, the owners just want it, whatever the case, right? We want to be able to do the best job possible. In order to do the best job, these are the rates that we have to come in paying security guards. This is what it takes equipment-wise, and this is our suggestion, our professional opinion to you as like doctors. Take 2 of these, call me in the morning. It's the same deal with a security professional, unless you're dealing with somebody that doesn't have that in-depth knowledge. Remember, all security guard companies are licensed the exact same way, but the individuals running it all breaks down to the management. Who's managing the company? What is their background? What do they know how to do? What have they been through? And I think that'll make the determination when you're choosing a security provider. Like sometimes, you know, what happens with a lot of companies is they allow their middle management to put them out of business. Their middle management is completely unresponsive, completely useless, and they get pissed off because they can never get to a decision maker. At Fast Guard Service, you have one point of contact. You're always in dealing with a decision maker because that person decides how that site's going to work, who's going to be working that site, what happens at that site, the quality control, everything's handled by one person essentially per site. So you're going to have the same point of contact, vice versa, not being able to change a guard out that you do not like, you've seen some performance issues, and you know, we allow you to test our services. You don't have to sign a 12-month contract. Test us out for 30 days, see how we do. Then we can step to the table. That's something else a lot of companies just don't do. They don't bring to the table. They don't even offer it because they want the year and nothing else. And then during that year, it's just like a relationship. Sometimes you have rocky starts and people are like, oh my God, I'm stuck in this contract for a year. And then they can't wait to get out. That, I believe, ruins more relationships than anything else. Because people will wait on that day to cut you loose.
All right. Well, there you have it, guys. If you're in need of a security assessment, give us a call, 844-254-8273. You can also reach us online at www.fastguardservice.com. We hope to hear from you guys soon. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. If you're in need of a security assessment, give us a call, 844-254-8273. You can also reach us online at www.fastcarservice.com. We hope to hear from you guys soon. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.